Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, inexplicable connection, as if you were meant to cross paths at that very moment? Maybe it's a feeling of recognition or a sense that this person has come into your life for a greater reason. This powerful experience isn't just a coincidence. It's a profound moment of synchronicity, one that Carl Jung believed is part of the deeper process of self-discovery and transformation. In this video, we'll explore the concept of destined connections and how they shape our lives in ways we often don't understand at first. We'll dive into how these connections go beyond fleeting moments of happiness and evolve into powerful, life-changing experiences that challenge us, help us grow, and ultimately guide us back to our most authentic selves. Why is it so important to recognize these relationships? Because they're not just about love or companionship, they are catalysts for personal growth, transformation, and self-awareness. You'll learn how embracing these connections, no matter how uncomfortable or difficult, can lead you to uncover parts of yourself that you've long hidden, helping you to live a life of greater authenticity and purpose. Stay with us until the end, as we uncover how these destined encounters are not just a reflection of your external relationships, but also a mirror of your inner self, pushing you toward deeper understanding and growth. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. It's possible, perhaps even likely, that you won't always recognize a destined connection right away. The process of meeting someone truly meant for you is rarely simple. It often comes with challenges, confusion, and moments of deep inner conflict. But what if I told you that these moments of doubt are not just obstacles? They're opportunities for something much deeper. Carl Jung once said that before we can truly connect with what we're seeking, we first need to face our shadows, those hidden, sometimes painful parts of ourselves that we'd rather ignore. These aren't some external demons. No, these shadows are pieces of our psyche, buried parts of us that we've repressed over time. They show up unexpectedly, and when they do, it can be uncomfortable. But they are exactly what we need to face if we're to fully understand ourselves and connect with another soul on a truly profound level. The incredible thing about these destined connections is that they don't just show up by chance. They have a unique way of drawing us into those uncomfortable places within ourselves, the places we've spent so long avoiding. And though it may not feel like it at the time, those relationships are there for a reason. They push us to confront what we thought we knew about ourselves, our limits, our expectations, and what we truly need in a relationship. They don't just teach us about love or companionship. They teach us about self-awareness and self-knowledge. They ask us to dig deep into our hearts and discover parts of us that we may have long overlooked. When something or someone is truly destined for you, it isn't just about feeling happy in the moment. No, it's something far deeper. It's a profound feeling of wholeness, of alignment with your true self. It's the kind of feeling where you no longer feel the need to put on a facade or twist yourself into a shape that fits someone else's expectations. You simply are, and that's more than enough. You're no longer pressured to become someone you're not. In those moments, you realize that you don't have to change to be loved. You simply need to embrace your authentic self. And that's where one of Jung's most powerful concepts comes into play: individuation. It's a process that pushes us to step away from the masks and false identities we've crafted to survive in this world. Individuation is the journey of shedding all those layers, all the roles we've played, and instead reconnecting with the essence of who we are. And when we experience a destined relationship, we're often led toward this very process. We're not being asked to become someone else. We're being called to find and embrace the truest version of ourselves, the one that's been hidden beneath all the conditioning. Indeed, relationships destined for us don't always start perfectly. You might find yourself facing conflicts, misunderstandings, or situations that make you question whether this person is the one you've been waiting for. Maybe, at first, everything seems to fit, and then suddenly it all feels off. And in those moments, doubt may creep in, making you wonder if something is wrong with the relationship, or worse, if something is wrong with you. But here's the thing, those challenges aren't signs that the relationship isn't meant to be. They're the very moments that invite you to go deeper, to understand more about yourself. Jung reminds us that growth is never easy, and it certainly doesn't come without discomfort. But it's through these difficult moments that we get to integrate the parts of ourselves we haven't fully understood yet. True, authentic relationships are never without their challenges. But it's in those challenges that we discover what we truly need, what strengthens us, what lifts us, and what ultimately frees us. Love, when it's real, isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity. It's about showing up as your full, imperfect self and finding someone who meets you in that place not with judgment, but with acceptance and understanding. And here's the most beautiful part. When someone is truly destined for you, it's not just about sharing moments of happiness. It's about growing together, healing together, and facing together the shadows that both of you carry within. These are the experiences that transform us. The relationship becomes a sacred journey, a shared path that pushes both individuals toward wholeness. It's through these relationships that we are taught how to live authentically, not just with others but with ourselves. What Jung taught us is that love is not something we seek outside of ourselves. It's something that we discover within, and when we are aligned with our true essence, the universe, in all its infinite wisdom, brings the people we need to help us grow, heal, and transform. The signs are always there, quietly waiting for us to listen. When we pay attention to them, when we allow ourselves to feel that deep, undeniable connection with someone, we understand it's because that person is destined to be part of our journey towards self-knowledge, authenticity, and profound personal growth. So, when you meet someone who stirs something deep within you, trust that it's no coincidence. Trust that this is the universe, showing you the path to becoming your truest self. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. When someone is destined to cross your path, you begin to feel a profound sense of clarity, as if everything in your life up to that moment has been preparing you for this exact encounter. It's not just an ordinary meeting. It feels as if something deep within you has been awakened, as though you've been reminded of something you've always known, something buried in the depths of your being. That sensation isn't an illusion. It's the manifestation of a connection that transcends the conscious mind. It's the reflection of something your unconscious has quietly prepared for you. Carl Jung often spoke about the importance of listening to the signals from the unconscious, and when someone destined for you enters your life, those signals become unmistakably clear. It could be something as simple as a conversation that sparks an immediate, deep understanding, an understanding that goes beyond the surface. Suddenly, you realize that all the challenges you've faced, the failures, the mistakes, even the heartbreaks, have led you to this moment. They've been stepping stones toward this authentic connection, guiding you to the truth you've been seeking all along. But here's the thing, this process is not as simple as finding someone and living happily ever after. It's more complex and deeper, and at times, it's not even comfortable. Jung pointed out that when you meet someone destined for you, you face a mirror. Not just any mirror, but one that reflects both what you love about yourself and what you have yet to integrate. This mirror shows you the hidden parts of yourself, the shadows that you've tried to bury or ignore. And while this can feel uncomfortable or even painful at first, Jung's wisdom teaches us not to run from these shadows, but to face them, to integrate them into our being. Only by embracing all parts of ourselves, light and dark, can we live a life that is truly whole and aligned with our deepest truth. This journey is not just about that one person, it's an invitation to reassess all your relationships. You'll find yourself questioning the connections that have limited you, those that have held you back, and those that have made you feel less than who you truly are. Often, we meet people who appear destined to be part of our journey, but somehow they don't align with our true essence. This doesn't mean they are bad people, it simply means that they are not in tune with what we need to evolve. Our unconscious speaks to us through our emotions and our reactions to the world around us. When someone is destined for you, your heart, your soul will know it. As you feel this deep connection, it will inevitably lead you to question everything you've taken for granted. If you're overwhelmed by intense emotions, if discomfort arises, take it as a sign. It's the unconscious urging you to look more closely, to dig deeper. Jung reminded us that the unconscious is unafraid to lead us into the darkness, because it's through facing the darkness that we finally find the light. It's natural to feel vulnerable when you face such a deep connection. Vulnerability, as Jung so wisely observed, is fundamental to personal growth. Without vulnerability, we can never access true authenticity. And what's remarkable is that instead of viewing vulnerability as a weakness, it's actually what makes us strong. It's through vulnerability that we open ourselves up to others, allowing us to be honest with ourselves and deepen our relationships in ways we never thought possible. The people destined for us have this unique ability to make us feel alive, truly alive. They challenge us, pull us out of our comfort zones, and in doing so, they allow us to rediscover parts of ourselves that we thought we had lost. It's not about finding someone perfect, because perfection is an illusion. It's about finding someone who encourages you to be your true, unguarded self, with no fear and no pretensions. When this happens, a beautiful magic is created. Two people not only love each other, but also support each other's growth. It becomes a sacred dance in which both individuals, through the relationship, discover their purpose and their mission in life. And that's what makes the connection so incredibly powerful. It's not just about love. It's about transformation, about growing into the truest, most authentic versions of ourselves together. Throughout your life, you will meet people who challenge you in ways that make you question everything you thought you knew. These individuals will push you to grow, to evolve, and to become the person you were always meant to be. But you will also encounter others who, instead of lifting you, will drain your energy, make you feel stuck, or even lead you to forget who you truly are. The difference between the two can sometimes be so subtle that it's hard to recognize. In those moments of confusion, it can feel impossible to tell which relationships are nourishing your soul and which ones are merely holding you back. This is exactly why Carl Jung emphasized the importance of having a healthy relationship with yourself. If you don't truly know who you are, if you haven't taken the time to reflect and understand the essence of your being, it becomes nearly impossible to recognize what's truly good for you. How can you identify the relationships that align with your soul if you're not aligned with yourself? It's in this journey of self-knowledge that you begin to discern the connections that are meant to be part of your life and those that should be released. When you truly know yourself, when you've stripped away the layers of societal expectations and embraced your inner truth, you will feel a deep sense of clarity, knowing what is destined for you. The relationships that are destined for you act as a powerful catalyst, bringing you closer to your authentic self. These connections help you rediscover what you want in life, what truly fulfills you, and what brings you deep, lasting happiness. And here's the key: these relationships are not about the false promise of eternal happiness or a life free of conflict. Instead, they offer you the chance to live with authenticity, to embrace both the light and the shadows of your being. Jung taught us that life is a continuous process of transformation, a journey that requires us to evolve and shed old versions of ourselves to fully embody who we are meant to become. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. When you meet someone destined for you, it's not the end of the story, but the beginning of a much deeper journey. This connection opens the door to further self-discovery and growth. Through it, you will learn what truly matters in life, what connects you to your deepest essence, and what allows you to live in full alignment with your truest self. It's not always easy, and it may not always be clear, but it is through this process that you uncover the truth about who you are and what you need. Perhaps right now, you are experiencing confusion. Maybe you're in a relationship that doesn't feel right, or you're searching for something deeper that you haven't yet found. In these moments, I encourage you to turn inward and listen to your heart, to trust the quiet, inner voice guiding you toward the answers. Jung reminded us that the unconscious speaks to us in many ways, through our feelings, our instincts, and, most often, through the people who cross our paths. If you are open to it, you will begin to see the signs and recognize the people who are meant to help you on your journey toward authenticity. Listen to those signals. They are the whispers of your soul, leading you to the life you are truly meant to live. When that destined person finally appears in your life, you will feel an undeniable certainty, a knowing deep in your soul that it's time to embrace what is meant for you. There will be no need for fear, no hesitation, just the full confidence that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. This is the beginning of a journey toward discovering your true self, one that is rich with life-changing lessons, obstacles that push you to grow, and moments of deep, soul-stirring connection. So, if you ever sense that something or someone is destined to be part of your life, don't ignore it. Don't be afraid to follow that feeling, even when it doesn't make sense at first. Because when you choose to live your truth, the universe responds. It begins to align the pieces of your life in ways you never imagined, bringing you to exactly where you need to be, at exactly the right time. The magic of life lies in those moments of surrender when we stop resisting what's meant for us. When you meet someone who feels destined to be with you, something within you will shift. That connection is so powerful that it feels as though everything you've lived through up until that moment has been preparing you for this. You'll feel as if the entire universe has conspired to bring you two together. However, like all meaningful connections, this journey is never a straight line. It is filled with twists, turns, and moments of confusion. There will be doubts, pain, and moments when you question if you're truly on the right path. But, as Jung teaches us, it is through those difficult and uncertain moments that real growth happens. The people who are destined for you are not perfect, and neither are the relationships you build with them. These relationships will challenge you, often in ways that push you far beyond your comfort zone. But that's the beauty of it. They force you to become more authentic, confront your shadows, and heal parts of yourself that you may have buried deep within. Jung believed that relationships, whether easy or challenging, are a reflection of our inner world. They show us the parts of ourselves that we've neglected, hidden, or avoided. When someone destined for you enters your life, they don't just bring joy, they also bring to the surface your deepest insecurities, your greatest fears, and the unhealed parts of your soul. But that's not something to fear. That person has the power to awaken something inside you, to help you unlock the hidden potential within your heart and mind. They are mirrors, reflecting not just who you are, but who you are becoming, guiding you to a deeper understanding of yourself than you ever thought possible. This process can show up in a multitude of ways, and let me tell you, it's not always easy to handle. Maybe you're suddenly faced with emotions that overwhelm you, emotions that you can't quite explain or make sense of, as though they're pulling you in every direction. It's unsettling, isn't it? You might also start noticing parts of yourself that you've spent years avoiding, parts of you that you've hidden so deeply, afraid of facing them. But here's the truth. As difficult as it may feel at the moment, these moments, these overwhelming feelings, are the very moments that, if you summon the courage to face them, have the potential to reveal the most beautiful and true version of yourself. That version of you that has been buried beneath all the expectations, the fears, and the limitations you've carried for so long, whether they were placed on you by others or self-imposed. The version of you that is more than capable of rising above all the baggage you've been holding onto for years. What often escapes our understanding in these moments is that these interactions, these challenges, and the people who trigger our deepest wounds are not just about learning how to love another. They are, in fact, deeply intertwined with learning how to love ourselves. We are sometimes so busy looking for someone to love us, to fill the gaps we think we have, that we forget that the people we attract, those who are meant to be in our lives, are essentially mirrors. They reflect the parts of us we've neglected, the parts of ourselves we've ignored or even rejected. It is through these people that we are allowed to face those parts, even when doing so is uncomfortable, painful, or downright messy. And let's face it, it's never easy. It takes courage, real courage, to see ourselves in those reflections and begin the journey of healing. Carl Jung called this the encounter with the shadow. The shadow is not some foreign entity, it's not something or someone out there that you need to fight against. No, the shadow is that hidden part of you, the one you've denied, the one you've tucked away in a dark corner of your mind and heart, refusing to accept it. But here's the thing, those very shadows are a part of you. They've been there all along, quietly shaping who you are, often without you even realizing it. And the most important thing you can do at this moment is not to push those shadows away or to run from them, but to acknowledge them, accept them, and allow yourself the grace to understand them. Because it's only when you do that, when you stop fighting the truth of who you are, that you can fully heal and step into the light of your authentic self. And while the process is uncomfortable, even painful at times, it is the only way to grow. As you begin this journey, the question becomes not just about finding the right person, though, that matters too, but about learning how to be the right person. This is where so many of us go wrong. We enter relationships, whether romantic or otherwise, with the mistaken belief that someone else should complete us, that someone else should fix us. But that's not what love is meant to be. Real love is not about being completed by another, and it certainly isn't about finding someone to heal your wounds. It's about two whole people coming together, not because they need each other to fix what's broken, but because they choose each other out of an overflow of love for themselves. You deserve to be in a relationship that feels nourishing, a space where you can breathe, where you can drop the masks and just be who you truly are. No pretenses, no shame, just your raw, authentic self. True love, in its purest form, is not about filling voids, but about sharing the love you've cultivated within yourself. When you experience love in this way, you realize it's not something to be found outside of yourself, but something that begins and thrives within you. When you feel whole on your own, you can then offer a piece of that to another person, and in doing so, create a balanced relationship, not out of need, but out of mutual respect, admiration, and a shared commitment to growth. I believe, deep down, that the most profound relationships are the ones that allow you to evolve and grow, where you're not expected to change who you are to make the relationship work. Instead, you both grow alongside each other, learning from each other and, yes, sometimes even learning through the difficulties that arise. These relationships teach you how to be vulnerable and real, how to love not just the person in front of you, but the reflection of yourself you see through them. When you find someone who is truly meant for you, the path is never rigid, never forced. It's fluid and flexible, adapting to both of your needs as they evolve. This, in my opinion, is the beauty of love. It's not predictable, it's not perfect, but when it's real, it allows you to be yourself with all your shadows and light. It doesn't demand perfection. but it does require a deep, courageous commitment to the truth of who you are and to the possibility of who you could become together. True love is transformative in this way. It doesn't take away from who you are. It adds to you. It deepens you. It lifts you. And when you let go of the idea that love is about filling a void or chasing some fantasy, you'll discover the freedom and power that comes from loving yourself first and sharing that love with the one who was always meant to walk beside you. Relationships are so much more than just moments of joy and shared happiness. Yes, those moments are beautiful, but true love transcends that superficial view. At its core, love is about growing together, learning from each other, and evolving as individuals within the relationship. It's a powerful tool for transformation, one that molds you into a more authentic version of yourself, perhaps a version that you've long forgotten, or one that you've locked away, afraid to acknowledge. And when you dare to unlock that part of yourself, love becomes the very catalyst for a profound metamorphosis. Here's the thing, true connection doesn't simply fall into our laps the moment we consciously seek it. We can't go out searching for it with expectations and demands, thinking it will fill some void within us. It doesn't work that way. True connection happens when we are ready for it, when we are prepared to receive it, not as a solution to our problems, but as an opportunity to evolve. It arrives when we are aligned with our essence, when we've done the hard work of integrating both the light and dark aspects of ourselves. Carl Jung speaks about this integration often. He reminds us that we must embrace all parts of ourselves, even the ones we don't particularly like or are ashamed of. Because when we do, something extraordinary happens. Our energy shifts. It's only when we've embraced our whole self that the right people begin to show up in our lives. I truly believe that the universe responds to this internal shift, or, as Jung would put it, the collective unconscious responds. When we're in alignment with our true selves, we naturally attract relationships that are aligned with us. Relationships that don't feel forced, shallow, or transactional, but instead feel like they are meant to be. These relationships aren't the fairy tale answer to all our fears and insecurities. No, they don't magically erase our doubts or fill the voids we might feel. Quite the opposite, these relationships tend to act as mirrors, reflecting to us what we need to heal. The people destined for us are not there to be our fixers or to solve all our problems. They are there to challenge us, to help us uncover what we truly need to work on within ourselves. If you're still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. True connection, I believe, isn't about finding someone who compliments us, who simply makes us feel better about ourselves. It's about finding someone with whom we can share our whole, unguarded selves, the parts of us that have been hidden in fear, the raw, unpolished parts that we are often reluctant to show. When you find this kind of connection, it's liberating. You no longer have to hide, no longer have to pretend to be something you're not. The right person for you will love you, even with all your flaws and imperfections. And in return, you will be able to love them fully, unreservedly, and authentically. But I have to be honest with you, this path is not without its challenges. It's not a smooth, straight road where everything falls into place effortlessly. No, there will be moments of doubt. You will question whether you are on the right path. There will be moments when you wonder if the person you are with is truly the one who's meant for you, especially when things get hard. But, as Jung so wisely teaches, doubt and uncertainty are an integral part of the process. It's in those moments of uncertainty that we grow, that we find the strength to push forward. Because, as hard as it may be to accept, the real power of any relationship lies not in the absence of difficulty, but in the willingness of both partners to keep growing together. It's about learning from the challenges and not giving up when things aren't easy. And that, my friend, is the true magic of love, the ability to navigate life's complexities together with resilience and faith. Real, authentic love is something that transforms us. It's not just a fleeting feeling, it's a powerful force that compels us to become more than we ever thought we could be. It's a love that challenges, but also nurtures and strengthens us. It's a love that makes us whole, not because we are broken, but because it helps us see the beauty in our completeness. In the end, when someone is destined for you, the connection goes far beyond what is seen on the surface. It's not just an external bond, but an internal experience, a calling to reconnect with the very essence of who you are. And as you embark on this path, it may not be easy. It may bring moments of discomfort, self-reflection, and pain. But I truly believe that it's the only path toward a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and truly aligned with who you were always meant to be. What's even more beautiful, though, is that as you follow this path, you'll discover something incredibly powerful. You're not just finding the person who is meant for you, you're also finding yourself in the process. That deeper connection with your true self is where you'll find the peace, authenticity, and purpose that you've been seeking all along. In the end, the people who are destined for you will not only allow you to grow alongside them, but they will also encourage you to flourish completely on your own. True love, at its core, isn't about needing someone to complete you. It's about finding someone who supports your journey of becoming the best, most authentic version of yourself. And that is where the magic of love truly lies. This journey, this profound journey of self-discovery and love, is not always easy. It can often feel like a battle, a tug of war between the parts of ourselves we know and the parts we are still learning to embrace. But it is, without a doubt, the path toward real transformation. It's the road that leads to a life that is not only full, but rich with meaning, depth, and authenticity. And through these experiences, through the highs and lows, you begin to realize something powerful. Love is not just a fleeting feeling or an emotional high. It is so much more. Love is a continuous process, a journey of self-knowledge, of healing, and ultimately of expansion. It's not something that happens to you, but something that you grow into as you allow yourself to be shaped by it. It's a divine gift that life offers you, one that helps you recognize yourself, not just the version of yourself that you want others to see, but the raw, beautiful, unfiltered you. The real you, without the fears, without the walls, and without the barriers that we often build to protect ourselves. So, I invite you to take a moment to reflect deeply on everything you've heard today. What part of yourself have you been denying? What parts of your soul have you shoved into the shadows, afraid to look at them because they seem too painful, too difficult to face? And what about your relationships? Are there any relationships you've been holding on to, even though they no longer serve you? These relationships may have once brought you comfort, but now they may simply be holding you back from stepping into your truth. What could you gain? What could you gain if you chose to live from your authenticity? What would happen if you trusted the universe enough to guide you toward the relationships and experiences that are truly meant for you, the ones that align with the deepest parts of your soul? It's time, my friend. It's time to take that step, to shed the doubts, to release the fears, and to open yourself to new possibilities. Trust that when you align with your truth, the truth of who you truly are, the right people, the right experiences, will come into your life exactly when they're supposed to. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase after it. It will find you when you're ready. As we bring this exploration to a close, let's remember something profound. The journey toward authentic connection, both with others and with ourselves, is perhaps the most profound adventure we will ever embark on in this lifetime. It is a journey that holds within it everything we are meant to become. When we embrace the people who are destined for us, we are not just embracing them, we are embracing our transformation. We are accepting the mirror they hold up to us, reflecting both our divine light and the shadows we have long kept hidden, even from ourselves. These relationships become sacred spaces, sacred vessels through which we can pour our truest selves, allowing ourselves to be seen, known, and loved, not despite our complexities, but because of them. True love doesn't shy away from our flaws or imperfections. It celebrates them because they are a part of the rich, beautiful tapestry of who we are. Now, I won't sugarcoat it, the path is not always smooth. There will be moments when that mirror reflects parts of ourselves that we wish weren't there, parts we've avoided or denied for far too long. There will be times when growth feels more like breaking apart than coming together. It's easy to get discouraged in those moments, to feel like everything is falling apart rather than falling into place. But it's in these very challenges that we discover the promise of integration. It's in these struggles that we begin to truly become who we were, always meant to be whole, complete, and perfectly imperfect. Perhaps you stand at such a threshold now, on the edge of something that feels destined. Perhaps you're starting to sense a connection forming in your life, one that feels different, more profound. Or maybe you find yourself questioning relationships that no longer seem to align with your deeper truth. Wherever you are on this journey, know this: you are not alone. There are millions of us walking this same path of awakening, seeking authentic connection in a world that often settles for the superficial. But the truth is, the kind of connection you're seeking is rare. It requires courage, patience, and a willingness to face yourself in ways that aren't always comfortable. But trust me when I say this, when you embrace this path, when you allow yourself to be guided by your truth, you will discover something incredible. You will find a connection that is deeper than anything you've ever experienced before. A connection that doesn't just change your life, it transforms it. And in the process, you will learn that true love, real love, is not something you seek outside of yourself. It is something that begins within you and ripples outward, touching every corner of your life and everything that you hold dear. You will find in the end that the most profound relationship you'll ever have is the one you build with yourself. And from there, all other relationships will flow. As we come to the end of this powerful journey together, I want to take a moment to ask you, what have you learned so far? What new insights or realizations have you had about yourself, about love, and about the relationships that truly matter? I would love for you to share with us one thing you've learned that you're committed to bringing into your life from here on out, whether it's embracing your whole self, stepping into your authenticity, or letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, whatever it is. I encourage you to comment below and let us know. If you've enjoyed this video, please take a moment to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful and transformative content like this. Remember, this journey of self-discovery and authentic connection is ongoing, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Thank you for being part of this beautiful community.